so many good books are coming out this next year. I am just so pumped. It's gonna be awesome. So today, yes, it is my top 15 most anticipated books of 2015. It's exciting. There are a lot of really good ones coming out. A lot of really great authors are releasing books. A couple series are ending. That's just so much excitement. It's going to be in chronological order, not necessarily in order of excitement. Just chronological order, what date they come out. A couple of these don't have release dates. If they have covers so far, I'll put them here-ish. If not, just gonna have to stare at my face. So first off, on January 13th is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I love Holly Black's other work, and from what I hear, this is a standalone fantasy novel, which is rare. Holly Black is an amazing writer, and so I'm just pumped to see her new book. It's great. On January 27th, we actually have 2 books, and that is All Fall Down by Allie Carter and I Was Here by Gail Forman. Allie Carter is someone who I haven't heard talked a lot about on BookTube, although that could be because she hasn't released a book in a little while. But she wrote the High Society series and the Gallagher Girls series, and she writes sort of, yeah, they're middle grade. I'm pretty sure they're middle grade. But the High Society was about art thieves, and the Gallagher Girls was about spies, and this one is about a girl who lives at an embassy, and she goes on adventures and solves mysteries and stuff, so I'm super excited for that. Her books are so much fun. As for I Was Here, Gail Forman is just wonderful. I just got just one day, and I'm so excited to read that. I loved If I Stay and Where She Went, and so I'm excited to read her new work. From what I hear, it's another emotional one. I think it's about a girl whose best friend commits suicide. And so that's sure to be a heart-wrencher. On February 20th, The Ruby Circle by Rochelle Mead is getting released, and that is the last book in the Bloodline series, which is emotional. I love the Bloodline series. I loved the Vampire Academy series. I love Rochelle Mead. And so I am sad to see these characters go. I am really interested in how sort of the relationships are going to develop in this one, because we left off at after sort of interesting developments happened in the last one, and so I'm really interested and intrigued to see how that's gonna work and how people are going to necessarily react to those developments. On March 24th, Catalyst by Lydia Kang is coming out, and that is the sequel to Control. Not a huge fan of that cover, personally, but that's just me. I really enjoyed Control. It was a really cool take on kind of a dystopian, like a young adult X-Men kind of thing. It was a lot of fun to read, and I'm just really interested in where the series goes. On March 31st is The Wicked Will Rise by Daniel Page, and that is the sequel to Dorothy Must Die, which I personally loved. It was so much fun. Like, Dorothy is such a twisted, like, evil, awesome character, and I thought that a lot more was going to happen in Dorothy Must Die. I didn't know that it was going to be a series. I thought it was a standalone, and so we sort of left off with me really wanting more, and I'm very excited to see what happens next. On April 7th is Miss Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins. This is the sequel to Rebel Belle, which I loved. Very, very badass main character who does it's a really good balance of her being just a total badass and her also being a teenage girl and wanting to do teenage girl stuff. And I really enjoyed it. I love the relationship in it, and the place that book left off was just like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next. On May 5th is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I love Sarah J. Maas. She wrote she's writing the Throne of Glass series, which is an amazing young adult fantasy series. And so I am so excited for this new series. I hear it's sort of a take on Beauty and the Beast. I think I've heard people describe it as a mixture of Beauty and the Beast and Game of Thrones, which sounds awesome. On May 26th is Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. Again, it's another one. I love Robin Schneider. I loved her book, The Beginning of Everything. And I don't know a ton about this one, but I'm excited to read it just because I love her other work. And so I'm excited to see what happens for this one. On August 18th is Percy Jackson's Greek Heroes by Rick Riordan. I'm so excited for this one. I absolutely loved reading Percy Jackson's Greek Gods, and I mean, it's Rick Riordan and Percy Jackson. You really can't go wrong there. On August 6th, and I'm not sure if that date is official, that's just according to Goodreads, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which I completely freaked out about when I heard about it. Carry On is about Simon and Baz from the Simon Snow series, which was the series from Fangirl that Kath loved and wrote about, and fanfiction, the Carry On is the fanfiction she wrote. That's very exciting, and Rainbow Rowell's writing it, and I'm just so pumped. I am dying of excitement. I just curl up and, like, exploded with happiness when she announced it. I remember at LeakyCon, on a panel at LeakyCon, someone asked about whether any of the authors had ever considered or would ever write about queer characters, and Rainbow Rowell's response was, I'm actually writing a love story between two boys, and I was excited about that because, you know, Rainbow Rowell and queer characters, two of my favorite things. And then I found out it would Carry On, and I died, because Fangirl is one of my all-time favorite books, and I am just so excited for this one. Then also on August 6th, October 6th, not August 6th, is The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, which is the first book in his Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series, which is his Norse mythology series. Again, it's Rick Riordan, but I feel like that's all I need to say about this. And then for the ones that we don't have a date for, The Copper Gauntlet by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Magisterium series, sequel to The Iron Trial. Again, the first book left off in such like a mind-blowing place. That twist at the end killed me, and I am so excited to see where this series goes. I am expecting it to be amazing and wonderful, and I mean, it's Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, both of whom are amazing. Next, number 14 is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Dark Artifices, and this is the series that takes place a couple years after The Mortal Instruments ends. It takes place in, I think, 2014 on the West Coast, and we don't know a ton about it. I mean, like, we know the characters, we know it's about Emma Carstairs and her best friend Julian Blackthorn, and the Los Angeles Institute. I'm adjusting. And I'm excited. It's Cassandra Clare. I love Cassandra Clare. And the final book of 2015 that I am so excited for is Standoff by Andrew Smith. I mentioned Winger in my Top Books of 2014 video. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. And it's Standoff. It's a sequel. It's the sequel to Winger. I didn't even know we were going to get a sequel. I don't know what we're gonna do during this sequel. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no predictions. I know it takes place during Ryan Dean's senior year. But after what happened at the end of Winger, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on. Alright, all I know is I have emotions. And I am very excited for this. Alright, so those are my most anticipated books of 2015. And let me know what you're excited for in the comments down below. Let me know if there's anything I forgot or anything you don't agree with me about. Anything that I mentioned that I'm excited for that you think is going to be horrible. Let me know if I'm an idiot. But so that's all for today. I love all of you. And I will see you later. Mwah. Bye.